My name's Jolie Hill, and at 32, I never imagined I'd become the family's hidden ATM. Living in Rochester, New York, I've spent endless nights at the hospital, then turned around and sent thousands to clean up my sister's chaos. She was always the adored one. I was the reliable backup. But last Christmas dinner, Mom decided to land her punch in front of everyone. We just raised our glasses when she leaned toward me, voice dripping with sarcasm. "So, when's the mansion coming, Jolie? That doctor's paycheck must buy something nice." Across the table, my sister smirked and piled on. "If she manages to afford a decent car, that's already impressive." Their words cut deep. Years of being dismissed while she got away with everything flashed through my mind. I started laughing, a low sound I couldn't stop. All eyes turned as I reached into my bag, pulled out a folder, and slid it across the table. Her grin faltered. I met her stare, my tone calm but unshakable. "How do you measure a thief's fall?" The room froze. Forks hovered midair. Mom's face drained of color. With one sentence, everything they'd built on lies began to collapse. What would you do if your own family turned on you like that? Share your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe for more true stories. My sister's expression twisted, trying to make sense of it all, but I stayed composed. This had been coming for months. It all started with a tense call from my stepfather about half a year earlier, right after one of my late shifts. His voice was tight, but deliberate. "Jolie, meet me tomorrow morning. That diner near your place. Just us." My stomach dropped. He'd always been the quiet backbone of the family. The steady accountant married to my mom for 15 years, managing the bills and keeping peace. But lately he looked drained, beaten down. The next morning I slid into a booth across from him, a steaming cup of coffee between us. He glanced around the room before pushing a small envelope toward me, eyes uneasy, like he was afraid someone might overhear. "Take this," he said quietly. "It's something I couldn't ignore any longer." I took the envelope, my pulse hammering as I pulled it open. Paper slid out. Bank statements, email printouts, transaction histories. "What is all this?" I murmured, my voice barely steady. He leaned closer. "Your sister's been draining the education fund your parents set up years ago. The one meant for both of you. She's been diverting it for her own schemes. That fund, the safety net my parents built, had started as a college savings pool. Over $200,000 from years of investments and savings. It had grown over time, quietly waiting for when we'd need it most." My eyes raced over the pages. Transfers totaling $50,000, funneled through secret accounts, all under her name. As a lawyer, she'd used her clients and connections to disguise it, even forging signatures to make the withdrawals look legitimate. "I found it during a tax audit," he said, his tone flat with frustration. When I confronted her, she brushed it off, claimed it was family support. Anger burned in my chest, but I kept it in check as I flipped through each damning page. "Why are you telling me this now?" I asked. He exhaled. "Because she's after more. She's been whispering to your mother about moving the rest of the money into her career investments. You've unknowingly been bailing her out. Those emergency transfers? They've turned into her luxuries." Memories hit hard. Just last year, I'd sent her $15,000 for supposed court expenses, only to see her flaunting luxury trips online. All this while I scraped through 12-hour shifts in residency, carving out my medical career from nothing, the forgotten sister in the background. "She's manipulative," he said quietly. "Uses charm to cover the greed." I stayed quiet too long, but seeing you constantly sidelined. "It's not right." I tightened my grip on the envelope, a wave of determination rising. "What do we do now?" He met my gaze. "Collect more evidence. I've got copies, but we need a plan. Don't confront her yet. Let her reveal herself." When he left, I sat frozen, connecting the pieces. This wasn't just about stolen money. It was years of favoritism. Every dismissal, every moment she was believed over me. Over the following weeks, the injustice gnawed at me, even during hospital rounds. Mom's calls didn't help. She'd gush about my sister's latest courtroom win, never once asking about my own promotions. "She's doing so well," she'd say. "Why don't you settle down like her?" Each comment cut deep, But I bit it back, focusing on the growing pile of proof. Then came the family call, the one that changed everything. My sister chimed in, her voice dripping with smugness. Hey sis, need a hand with that loan payment? Mom said you've been struggling. I held back a sigh. I'm fine. How's the new office treating you? She laughed lightly. Thriving. Mom and Dad helped me set it up. You know, family perks. The lie stung. I knew that money came from the fund. The ache twisted into quiet fury. I'd given up weekends, covered extra shifts, sent every spare dollar home, thinking it was helping the family. Yet here she was, treating me like the disappointment who couldn't keep up. Then came my stepfather's texts, updates, transfers, emails from her bragging about her easy access. Each one fanned the flames inside me. I called a friend of mine, a sharp investigator I'd met through work. Take a look at this, I said over coffee. She scanned the documents, eyes narrowing. This isn't just shady. It's fraud. We agreed to move carefully. Quietly, her expression sharpened. She's too confident. Let's set a trap at the next family gathering. The bitterness reached its peak at a casual lunch with my parents. My mother glowed at my sister. You're our star, Jolie steady but you. You shine. My sister smirked. Maybe if she upgraded her life a bit, she'd catch up. I forced a polite smile, but inside I was steady, focused, planning the reveal that would turn everything upside down. That lunch replayed in my mind all the way home, her smirk fueling every ounce of resolve I had left. That evening, my investigator friend called, her tone urgent. Jolie, this is bigger than we thought. Come over now. I've cross-checked everything. I drove straight to her apartment. Papers covered the table, every sheet damning. She didn't waste words. Your sister's not just stealing from the fund, she said flatly. She's laundering money through her law firm. I sank into a chair, scanning the files. Emails showing my sister instructing clients to send payments into the education fund, then withdrawing the money for herself. One message read, route the settlement here. It'll look clean, like family savings. The total siphon now hit $100,000, with forged approvals in my father's handwriting, unsteady like he'd been pressured to sign. Pain came first, sharp, cold, unbearable. My parents had either looked away or helped her do it. How long? I asked, my voice barely steady. She pointed to the timestamps. 3 years, at least. It started as small case-related loans, but grew fast. She's been covering her firm's debts. And there's more. She's tied to a bribery scheme with a judge. If this gets out, it's criminal. The twist hit like a freight train. It wasn't merely theft. It was outright corruption, risking everything. My sister, the prize lawyer, had funneled our family savings into buying influence while I stitched up patients and wired her money for emergencies. Hurt hardened into icy rage as I read an audio transcript she'd lifted from a compromised firm server. Her tone was casual on the call. Parents won't notice. Dad's too trusting. Mom's all about appearances. It's easy money. Why pull me in? I kept turning pages. My friend leaned back, because she's aiming at the rest, planning to liquidate everything for a massive payout. Your stepfather's tip was the opening, but this proves intent. We need digital forensics to lock it down. A cold resolve settled over me as I shoved the pain aside. No more being the sideline sister. This was war. Over the next few days, we assembled the case. She hired a tech expert with my money. $5,000 to trace IP logs confirming she accessed things from home. She's sloppy, the expert said over video. Left breadcrumbs everywhere. Each new find cranked the intensity higher. Screenshots of her bragging in private chats. Family funds my backup plan. Jolie's too busy saving lives to notice. The emotional shift peaked during a solo review session. Staring at the forged documents, the hurt drained away into calculating calm. I had trusted them to cover shortfalls, thinking it bound us together, but this betrayal cut deep. My efforts had been financing her lies. Enough, I whispered, saving the files. My stepfather called for an update. Found more, he asked, sounding grim. Yeah, it's worse. Bribery links, I answered. We expose at Christmas dinner. He hesitated. I'll back you. She's destroyed too much. His support cemented my decision. No turning back. My friend drafted a summary report outlining court recovery steps. Hit her where it hurts publicly, she advised. Let the family see who she really is. As preparations ramped up, the tempo quickened. I practiced lines, picturing their faces. Pain had started the engine, but now cold strategy ran 9 out of 10 moves on the board. One more wire request arrived from my sister. Need 10 grand for a client thing. Family favor. I ignored it, letting silence do the work. My mother texted breezily, excited for dinner. Your sister's bringing big news. I replied flatly, but inwardly the plan was sealed. This discovery wasn't just evidence. It was the ignition for justice, flipping victimhood into vengeance. With the plan firm, I plunged into execution, coordinating every detail to make the reveal ruinous. My friend took point on legal angles, pulling in a prosecutor contact she'd worked with before, someone who specialized in white-collar crimes. We file anonymously first, she said at our next meeting. Laptop open. Tip the DA with this evidence. Let them build the case while we time the family blow up. The twist landed fast. Her contact confirmed the bribery linked to a federal probe, meaning possible prison time if connected. Your sister's firm is already under a watch, he explained on a secure call. This paper trail could lock in indictments. I nodded, adrenaline spiking. How do we bury it? He outlined. Submit documents quietly, wait for warrants, then expose her at dinner to force a confession. It cost me another $3,000 for expedited forensics, but it was worth it. My stepfather joined a Zoom, his input precise. Tomorrow I'll cut off her access to the remaining funds. Site audit as the reason, my voice steady when I said it. She's phoned twice, pushing for more withdrawals. I refused, but she grew suspicious. We rehearsed the dinner script, steer conversation toward finances, let her brag, then slide the folder across the table. Make it personal, my friend urged. Quote her emails. Watch her crumble. I practiced alone, voice calm and firm. How's that bribery working out for you? I added a sting. Also, hide a recorder in my bag. Legal in New York under one-party consent, I reminded myself. Over the following weeks, the pressure mounted. My sister texted, smug about a big courtroom win. Parents were proud. I answered vaguely, masking the preparations. My mother rang, excited. Dinner is set. Your sister's announcing a promotion. Perfect bait, I thought. My friend dug deeper, finding client statements all too ready to testify about coerced payments routed through the fund. The evidence looked airtight. She admitted she could face 5 to 10 years if convicted. At the cold strategies peak, I assembled the master file. Timelines, amounts, now totaling $150,000. Links to federal accounts. My father, unaware, emailed casually, see you soon, family time. Guilt flickered, but betrayal won. My stepfather met me while I prepped and handed over encrypted backups. Use this if she denies it, he said, his expression hardening. I've protected this family too long. She pays. We drilled contingencies. If she ran, alert the authorities. If parents defended her, present the forgeries. My friend had a lawyer on retainer ready for fallout suits. As Christmas approached, I tested the folder. Everything organized, quotes highlighted. My sister rang at the last minute asking for a quick loan, $20,000 for firm expansion. I refused flatly. Handle it yourself. Her pause said everything. Suspicion grew. Final twist. A prosecutor tipped us off. A raid was imminent after the holidays, which aligned perfectly with our timing. I inhaled slow. The plan was locked. No more hurt. Pure action. Dinner would become the stage, and her empire the target. On Christmas Eve, I entered the restaurant casually dressed, the folder tucked under my arm to downplay its importance. The setup was flawless. My parents took the head table. My sister arrived fashionably late, confidence radiating as she kissed cheeks. Conversation began lightly. Toast to the year. And I guided it gently. That promotion sounds huge, I said, nodding at her. How did you fund the expansion? She smirked and swirled her drink. Smart investments, family resources helped, she replied. My mother beamed. She's brilliant with money. My father nodded absently. My heart thudded but felt steady. I waited for her crowning boast. I closed a major deal last week, she announced. Pays off big thanks to some creative financing. That was my cue. I slid the folder across the table. Her smile faltered. What's that? She asked. I opened it with an even tone. $150,000 from the education fund, laundered through your firm, I said. Forged signatures, bribery emails. A federal probe is coming. Gasps rippled around us. My mother's hand froze mid-sip. What are you talking about? She whispered. Proof, I said, and began pulling out the pages. Emails showing client payoffs routed through the fund. Your voice on tape. Parents wouldn't be able to ignore it. Easy money, my sister muttered, her voice shaking. This is fake. You're just jealous. My stepfather leaned forward. I brought the evidence. The forged files match your handwriting. Audits confirmed it. She snapped, you traitor. It's not what it looks like. I met her furious stare and calmly explained the bribery charges. Minimum 5 years, I said coolly. My father's expression hardened as he looked at Paige. This can't be true. But the document laid out everything. Transactions, timestamps, client statements. Chaos broke loose. My mother whispered, how could you? My sister lunged toward the folder. Give that back. I held it tight. No more lies. I've already alerted the authorities. Raids start tomorrow. Her composure crumbled. Tears streamed down her face. Please, sis, we're family. Families stick together. Not after this, I shot back. You stole, you lied. I'm done bankrolling your act. Right then, my phone buzzed. My friend's text, prosecutor ready. Go. I played the audio clip softly. Her recorded laugh filled the air. Dad's signature? Piece of cake. My parents recoiled. My father rose slowly. We're checking everything. My sister begged, Mom, please. It's a misunderstanding. But doubt had already settled in. My stepfather spoke next, voice cold. Joint accounts are frozen. Divorce papers come next. She sank back in defeat. You ruined me. I stood firm. No, you ruined yourself. A nearby waiter hesitated, then quietly backed away. As we left separately, her empire began to crumble. Justice finally served. The next morning, my phone exploded with messages. The raid had hit her firm. Agents swarmed the offices, seizing computers and files. Everything tied to her bribery scheme unraveling fast. By noon, my stepfather called, his tone clipped. Filed for separation. I can't stay with enablers. He'd already moved out, locking her out of their shared accounts. She texted frantically, please meet me. I can explain everything. I ignored it and blocked her number. Later, my friend messaged again. Indictment pending, federal fraud and corruption charges. 2 clients had flipped, testifying about coerced deals funneled through her firm's fund. That afternoon, her license was suspended. Headlines exploded. Local attorney caught in bribery scandal. My parents called together, voices broken. We went through the bank records, my mother said, choking back tears. She drained everything. The fund's empty. My father added grimly, we've contacted our lawyer, filing to recover what we can. Their retirement savings were gone, forcing them to sell assets just to cover legal costs. The fallout spread fast. Her firm imploded, partners cut ties, and within days, she filed for bankruptcy. Chapter 7. The filing started, followed by auctions of her belongings. Office equipment, luxury goods, everything gone. The social media storm was brutal. Former coworkers shared more comments, calling her out, labeling her a thief. Pay up, they demanded. My stepfather texted me his support. The court date approached. I'll testify, he said. His divorce wrapped up quickly, no contest. She ended up in a tiny rental, scraping by on temporary work. Her influencer persona was gone. Therapy began, but sources reported she skipped sessions, blaming everyone else. My parents downsized rapidly, moving into a modest apartment and learning to budget at 62. Weeks later, letters arrived. My mother's apology was inside. She admitted we had blindly favored her. My father acknowledged enabling the chaos. Sorry, I didn't reply. Too late. After years of being ignored, I secured my finances, changing accounts, freezing credit. Family group chats went silent. Relatives demanded audits in outrage. I blocked them all. No more connections. A friend checked in. "You good?" "Free," I replied. 3 months after the raid, her trial began. She pled guilty to reduced charges. 2 years in prison. Watching the news, vindication washed over me. No guilt. She had set the trap. I had just triggered it. 6 months post-verdict, I was firm in my new life. No more family pull. My sister served time quietly. Letters begging for forgiveness went unanswered. Prison broke her facade. She worked kitchen duty, no special treatment. My parents faced harsh truths. Therapy revealed their role. We see it now. My mother reached out once. I deleted the message. Boundaries were clear. My stepfather remarried eventually, keeping his distance. "You did right," he said on our last call. A friend celebrated with me over dinner. "Empire down, your win," they cheered. I nodded. The lesson had been brutal. Blind trust destroys. My career thrived. Promoted to lead surgeon. My focus was patience. No regrets. Freedom was sharp, real. The message hit clear. Family betrayal demands action, not silence. Stand up. Expose lies. Protect yourself first. If manipulation comes, don't enable it. Confront it. Cut ties. It saves you. Thanks for listening. What would you do? Comment below. Subscribe for more.